fellow firewood lovers, this is Chris, and we are in the wood yard again today. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it, I really do. Today, we are going to talk a little bit more about firewood businesses. So, here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about what kind of business I have. We're going to talk about what kind of business my brother has. We're going to talk about a firewood business that a friend of mine has. And we're going to talk about some other firewood businesses that I've done some research on. So, in a nutshell, my firewood business is a delivery-based firewood business. I deliver 98% of the wood that I sell. And I sell primarily by the face cord. I sell anywhere from 1 to 16 face cords to people. I have about 120, 130 customers on an annual basis. The average person buys about 2.5 face cords, so not quite a full cord a year. Most of the people I'm selling to are buying wood for a fireplace. I have a few people that are buying wood that is being used in a wood stove, so they're heating their house with the wood that I sell. The vast majority is for a fireplace. Some of the other people that I sell to are selling for a fire pit, the backyard variety, where they're sitting around on the patio burning firewood. My minimum that I'll sell is a face cord, because I deliver and I don't want to sell anything less than that. I learned that the hard way. If you start breaking it down to half a face cord or a quarter face cord, it really doesn't pay for the time it takes you to run around and deliver. I deliver my wood for free. Let me say that again, for free, because that is the biggest benefit that I've had in my business, that has built my business really fast, is to do free delivery. And that's how I advertise it, free delivery. I have very few people that I sell to that even have a pickup. I live in a suburban type area. My marketing area is probably 250,000 people. I live in the Fox River Valley, and so that consists of Appleton, which is like 70-some thousand people, and then Neenah, Menasha, Kimberly, Combined Locks, Little Chute, Kaukauna, down to Oshkosh, even to Fond du Lac, a little bit to Green Bay. So this whole area that I sell to, my core area, is 250 to maybe 300,000 people that I sell to. The people that I am selling to are buying wood for their fireplace. The delivery built my business really fast. I do charge extra if I have to go more than 10 miles, just so you know. Because I occasionally will go 40, 50 miles, and people want that because I'm selling wood a lot of times on a referral basis. A friend of theirs or a relative of theirs bought wood from me and got beautiful wood and loved it and said, hey, I heard you've got good dry wood. That is also a huge key. Dry wood. I don't sell wood that needs to be seasoned. The number one question I get is the wood dry. The number 2 question I get is the wood fully seasoned? The number 3 question I get is your wood dry and fully seasoned? And the number 4 most often asked question is it ready to burn? It's all the same question, but I get it a lot. That is key. I can't imagine selling green wood or wood that is not dry or freshly cut wood. I probably deliver once a week to someone that has a wood pile in their garage, and I get there and I'm thinking, they've got wood, they want more wood. Fine. And they'll say, yeah, we bought a truckload of wood, or a guy delivered a truckload of wood or a trailer full of wood, and we can't get it to burn. It just smokes and smolders. I said, well, do you mind if I take a look at it? And I'll look, and you would not believe what people consider to be dry wood. There are people that I've looked at their wood, and you can tell it's fresh cut. There's no cracks at all in the wood. It's not split. It'll be a round, there'll be no cracks on the end. Sometimes there'll be a branch on it with a green leaf on it. I am not kidding you. And I tell the people, well, the good news is next year you're going to have wood, because this will be dry in a year, or in 2 years it'll be dry. And I was telling them, don't try to burn it, because you don't want to have a problem with creosote buildup, because that's how you get creosote buildup, is trying to burn green wood. I said, my wood is dry, it will burn. So I said, not that it's bad, that you got this wood. I said, you just can't burn it yet, or shouldn't burn it yet. So that's key, is I sell dry wood, because that's what people want. They want dry wood, and they want to be able to burn it right now. So, like I said, my firewood business is a delivery-based business. I want to deliver wood to people because I don't want them coming here. I have another business on my property here. This is my main business. I have a photography studio, and I don't want people coming here at all hours, because I work on my firewood when I have time. I schedule my deliveries when I have time. So I do charge a little bit more for my wood than a lot of other people do, because I'm delivering it. But people appreciate that, and that's how I built up my customer base. So that is basically my business. Now, there's another form of business you can have, and that is the firewood stand business, where you have a little firewood stand in front of your house. A lot of people do that. I don't have that yet. I may do that eventually. My brother has a small firewood stand to supplement his wood that he sells to people that heat with wood. Now, his small stand, he has bundles he makes up of kindling, he has bundles he makes up of campfire wood, and then he has a small little section where people can buy a quarter a face cord or a half a face cord, something like that. And that's what a lot of people do, and that's a fine little side business. I think he told me that he averages year-round anywhere from $40 to $60 a week, all the time. It's just constantly money's coming in. His wife puts his bundles together a lot of times, helps him out because he can't keep up with it, because he also does firewood delivery. He delivers truckloads of wood where he's delivering wood for heating purposes, where people are heating houses. So he's selling big wood. So that's a big difference between my business and his business. My business is, this is an average sized piece of wood right here. It's a piece of cherry. This is the thickness that I sell most of the time. 2, 3, 4 inches maximum on the wood. That's the size that I'm selling, because people are burning it in a fireplace and they want it to burn. They don't want a big huge chunk they can't carry. They want something that they can put together the fire and then they can light it and it'll burn. My brother's business, on the other hand, is totally different. 90% of his customers are buying wood for heating. So they're buying the big chunks, what I call the all-nighters, the manly pieces of wood, the stuff you got to use 2 hands or 3 or 4 guys and a keg of beer to lift. Just kidding. So yeah, he's selling the big stuff. And I don't have too many people like that want big stuff. So he's selling for heating purposes. I'm selling more for enjoyment purposes, whether it's the fire pits or the fireplaces. He is starting to sell more of that now besides his little stand. He's selling some people that just want a face cord or 2 for their fireplace. Now, so that's a little bit different business than what I have. Now, another guy I know, all he has is a firewood stand. And he has it in the front of his property, and all he sells is bundles, and he sells lots of bundles because he's not far from a campground. So I think he told me, he said it's not unusual that on a weekend his rack, he will put in 12 to 15 bundles of campfire wood and 12 or so bundles of kindling. He said it'll sell out in a week. It's just gone on a weekend. It's gone. So he has to refill it all the time. But in the wintertime he sells almost nothing. So early spring, for sure in the summer, and then in the fall is when he sells a lot of his wood. So that's another type of business. Now there's another guy that I met, just happenstance. I was at a gas station getting gas, and he pulls up in a truck and he's unloading the bundles of firewood that are sold in front of gas stations. Well, I got to talk to this guy. So I asked him, I said, do you do this all over? He says, I've got a few customers. And I said, what do you mean by that? He says, well, there's several guys that I sell wood to that own 3 or 4 gas stations. And he said, then I've got a small chain against gas stations that I sell to. And then he says, I've got a bigger chain that I sell to, but they come and pick up the wood. They buy truckloads at a time. And he has different price ranges depending on how much wood he's selling. So I asked him, I said, no, I see here it sells for like, what was it, $5.89 for a bundle, or $5.99, whatever it was, for a bundle of wood. I said, what do you make on this stuff? He says, they're doubling their money. So they're buying anywhere from $2.50 to $2.75 to $3, $3.25. That's what he's selling it for, the bundles. So I figured it out. He's in a face cord. He's selling his wood for anywhere from like $140 to $160 per face cord. But he's bundling it, so there's time involved in that. He's delivering it. But he's selling a lot of wood. And the people that are selling it, you know, at gas stations, which is what I'm sure a lot of you see, and some of you may even do that. And that's a great little business to have. And then there's people that do bulk. What I consider a bulk guys. There's a guy that I've seen in some videos. He's in California, and they sell 1,000 full cords a year. That's 3,000 face cords, and they have lots of different kinds of wood. They have what they considered their the campfire wood, so it's sold cheaper. They sell that in small bundles, or you can get like a trunk load, they call it. And what you do is you weigh your car. They have a scale. They weigh your vehicle, and then when you go out, you're paying by the pound, which is interesting. Never thought of that, but that's what they do. He also sells cord wood, so he's selling it by the face cord or by the full cord. Then they have different kinds of wood. They have wood that is considered their premium wood, so it's dried for 2 years or it's dried for 3 years, so a longer drying period. So people are paying more for it because it's sitting there longer, taking up space on his wood lot. So they pay a premium for that aged wood, I think is actually what he calls it, the aged wood. And then he has the regular wood that they can buy that is a certain kind. So say he's selling just oak is one price, his cherry is another price, his birch is another price, his softwood, so his pine is a different price. Then he has a mixed wood, and I kind of do the same thing with my wood. I have different prices for different, so there's lots of different ways. And then there's guys that sell bulk wood. And what they do is they will have a very large dump truck or dump trailer, and they load the wood into it with a elevator off of their splitter, where they're aging the wood ahead of time. So what they're doing is they're buying 3 years in advance. They're buying their wood 3 years in advance. So the wood they buy by the truckload in sticks, you know, the pulp cords, they're putting it in piles for 3 years and letting it dry, air dry on their woodlot. So they have a bigger property to be able to do this. And they have thousands of piles of, hundreds of piles of wood. And so what they do is they're not cutting it, splitting it, stacking it, and aging it. They're letting it age in the stick form, the log form. And then as they cut it and split it, it goes directly into a dump trailer, and then they're delivering it in bulk. So they're handling a lot less, and they're obviously using a processor when they do this. So a totally different business than what I do, and I'm thinking that's where I want to go eventually, is more towards bigger bulk, because I have a size of property here. I could do that. I've got 4 acres right here. Now, you don't need a lot of land to do this. Matter of fact, you don't need any land to do this. You could easily cut wood in a woods, whether it's your own woods, a friend's woods, or if you can cut some free wood on property. And if you split it right where you are cutting it, and you could haul it, and you could deliver it right away. You could do that. Or you could take it to a property that, say you live in town and you don't have anywhere you could put up a stand legally because of zoning or whatever. You could have a buddy or a friend or even a farmer, somewhere that somebody that's on a main road, and just say, hey, I would like to lease out or rent a little spot of land that you have. You could cut on their land. You could rent an acre from them, and you could go cut there and process all your wood. And you could sell it from that spot. So you don't even have to have it on your own property. So that's just an idea. And I've thought of that. The idea I have that I may do, that I haven't done yet, is go to say a person that lives out in the country that has enough property, that lives on a main road or close to a crossroads where there's a lot of traffic, and say, how would you like to make some free money? And I'm sure I can find someone that will be interested in that. I'm sure I can find that. So what I'm thinking of doing is setting up a firewood stand on someone else's property that they don't have to maintain at all. I will replenish it. And I'm thinking somewhere within 2 to 3 miles of where I am, so that it's close for me to go to. And I can go to once or twice a week and just replenish it. And I will pay them for a little spot to put wood. Just my idea. I have another way to make money with firewood. So there's lots of ways to make money with firewood. Those are my thoughts on a small firewood business or a big firewood business, and where I am and where I think I want to go. So thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying this whole series I'm doing on the firewood business. I think it's something that a lot of you will get a lot out of, a lot of thought you can put into this, and a way you want to structure your business, and a way to make some actual money selling firewood. So please poke the like and subscribe. I will see you tomorrow. Same wood time, same wood channel. Goodbye.